Good morning, guys. Welcome to Words from a Friend podcast. I'm your host, Marty Carey, and this is the podcast that follows my book, Words from a Friend, a daily guide to a purposeful life. It's available at Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com. We are on a 365-day inner journey together, so happy and grateful to have you along. We are on day 62 of that journey. In the book, it's the March 3rd message, and it's called, Being Offended. Being Offended. As yesterday's, what was yesterday's again? Yesterday, triggers. Oh, there you go. They go hand in hand. Being offended goes like this. I think we all know that our society today has become one of a victim mentality. Everyone is offended about something. Being really offended is an offshoot of the victim mentality. It's an offshoot of it, right? When we choose to be offended, our ego is in control. We choose to be offended. Can you believe that? We choose to be offended, or are we just offended? We're choosing it. We're choosing it because we have another choice. We cannot be offended because we're just saying, well, who's this coming from? Doesn't matter. I know who I am. I don't have to be offended about anything. I don't, right? I don't have to have an opinion on everything, right? That everybody needs your opinion on something. I can just say, I don't have an opinion on that. I just choose harmony and love. That's it. That's it. Because ultimately, that's what we're supposed to bring anyway to each other, right? Offended is one of the lower parts of the ego because it's part of separation. It's part of not remembering that we are all one family. It's just part of that old separate self that only knows what it knows from what it was told or what its beliefs are, and we never look at our beliefs to see if we can upgrade those. We never look. It's just we ride on the same old program. And that same old program could be running you right now unless you take charge of your ship. Say it every day, right? Ship shape. Okay. When we choose to be offended, our ego is in control. The ego demands we take offense, suck it in, hold on to it, and then either retaliate with overreaction or more commonly, hold it until we can find the first ear in our path that will just listen and overreact with us in the story of being offended. And then the drama has been fully engulfed in flames. We see it every day. See it every day. The offended, the ego. Chances are you'll want to keep the story going for a while and spread it around a bit more. The thing about shit is people love to spread that. They love to spread that, don't they? But ask them about love, woo, they run the other way. They don't know what to do with it. People generally don't know what to do with love. You said somebody, I loved you to somebody, and it's like they just haven't been told that in their life a lot. Or, just don't believe it about themselves. And it's like, whoa, man, love is heavy. No. Opposite world, baby. Love is light. Ego is heavy. Being offended is a doorway to heaviness. Our own, when we don't have to accept it at all. It's somebody else's crap trying to be projected onto us. Okay? Or it's just like I'm looking at somebody else and I'm offended at what they're doing. Well, who the heck am I? Who the heck am I? I stay in the upper clouds of my light and just say, well, do I want to get involved in every barking dog in this world in my life? Or is that just friction when I could just move forward and just be fine? Right? Just be fine. You can. You can. It is a daily choice. How you walk in everyday life is a choice. But when you live from the outside in and you take offense to everything, you're dooming yourself. You can't do that. You have to take charge. You have to be responsible for how you think, how you speak, your beliefs, your goals and your dreams. That's all our own personal work. And we can't get sidetracked with other people's bullshit. Remember? That's their monkeys. Those are not yours. And it's not yours to take offense to what everybody else is doing. Sure, the evil stuff, man, we all take offense to that. Sure we do, because that's where the light is drawing the line. And it is, don't worry about that. Shine your light. It's going to be taken care of. It's being taken care of. God is taking care of it in many ways that we're only starting to see. We're starting to see people come together a lot more in truth than in all of the crap that we're being fed, and they're still trying to feed it to us. The last vestige of garbage. Garbage teaching, garbage thought, garbage beliefs. That's what's going away. Stripping it away in ourselves and seeing how it has taken this world into hell. Into hell. And we're changing that hell to heaven. And being offended is part of the hell. Because you're not remembering who you are. I don't have to be offended. I'm part of God's light. There's nothing greater than that. There isn't anything greater than that. Why do I have to be offended by the words of another or the actions of another? That's their job. That's their karma. That's their work. And like I say all the time, if they're asking for help in that work, or you feel like there's a seed that you can plant there, great, terrific. Well, then you're being called to do that. You can see it, but you don't have to be an overgiver in life either. An overgiver, which is just like you go too far. Balance, baby. Balance. It's balance, and that's where being centered is what we shoot for. Is what we shoot for. Being offended is taking ourselves out of the center. I think I feel like leaving my good self for a while and being offended. You know how that's a choice, right? You say, I feel like leaving this good self. Screw it. I feel like feeling nasty for a while. Okay. Well, then you're going to get what comes with that. You're going to get what comes with that. Just as long as you know. Just as long as you know how you create your own dramas. Just as long as you know that what to expect, what you're going to give. You have to expect that in return. Positive or negative. What you give is what you're going to get. Unless there's an awakened person in front of you that can help you. And they may just walk away because it's like, well, all right, this is time where they got to have to themselves a little timeout chair. Okay. The ego demands we take offense, suck it in, hold on to it, and then either retaliate, blah, blah, blah. Chances are you'll want to keep the story going for a while. All this time you spent wrapped up in this negative vortex, churning your stomach and causing you to react to everything that day through this negative lens. Right? Taking offense is taking your good lens away. You might as well throw your good glasses off and say, okay, I'm taking offense to this. Put those red ones on. Okay, let's go. Your ego's in full bloom right there and about to take hold and take charge of your day if you are not mindful. If you're not mindful and you don't have control of yourself, you're not looking to control others and why they offend you. You're looking to control yourself. Say, I don't need to be offended. It's not my thing. Okay? Taking charge. Taking charge. Hear me now. When you finally decide to live your life from your true power, you will never have the need to be offended. You see, when you're offended, you've given all your power over to an opinion or action of someone else, or just a crappy opinion of your own. One that needs to grow. One that needs to grow. You need to grow out of opinions. A lot of those opinions that we have. Okay? Truth. That's what we're looking for. Truth resides in the heart and in the center. Hear me now. Don't ever give your power over to anyone. Well, you know what? When you're in your light, you wouldn't do it unless you're giving that power in service. In service to others. Really, that's our job, is service to others. Any way we can see fit at the time. Best way. Nothing crazy. Service. It's really just living in our light. It's automatic service when you live in your light. It's automatically felt. You're automatically going to do those things that serve others. You've got a smile on your face. That's serving others. You're willing to listen to somebody. That's serving. Okay, listening with your heart and saying an open heart, rather than, you're just going to slam somebody with some lesson. You gotta keep in mind where people are. You got to keep in mind where they are in their particular journey, because everybody's at a different point in their journey. And so when we get offended at something, maybe we can lend a little light to it, and maybe help somebody out of an old belief system that is not serving them, and they just don't realize it. They don't realize it because they're asleep in old ways, like we've all been, like we all are in many ways still. Okay, we're asleep still in many ways, and that's what we're doing. The awakening is just letting go of what has been taught to us thus far, and just gleaning the gold from what we've lived thus far in our lives, and saying, well, what's most important from here forward? To me, it's truth. Wherever that resides, God's truth. God's truth. not man's truth. Man doesn't. Ego doesn't know truth. Our ego does not know truth. It's just it's a concocted self, right? Based on all of our experiences and where we come from and our names and all that stuff. So just know that you are the light that can recreate itself at any time. Recreate anew. Every day is new. God gives us a new day to shine that light in a different way if we want to, in a better way, a higher way. And that's the goal really every day, is to have a beautiful life. Then it's learning how to let go of the things in you that you really can see. They're not beautifying your life at all. They're uglying up the inside and thus being wielded on the outside out of control. When you're out of control, all the ugliness comes out. So you say, well, I got to dismantle that ugliness. I got to dismantle it in myself so I don't let it live in me and bring me down. The weight, the heavy weight of being offended. Okay. Your life must come from and be lived from a perspective from here that you can do anything. Anything's possible. Anything is possible when you believe in yourself, and you believe in yourself from the place that God says I can do anything. My ego's the one that's telling me I can't. My ego's the one that's telling me I can't do that, or I can't be that, or I can't be a kinder person after having a persona of being a jerk for most of my life. It's not true. It's not true. You know, when you recognize and you actually finally take and look at and take up the mindfulness practice of self-awareness, well, then it's pretty much easy to see some of the old characters you've played on this stage that they can exit stage left. They can get the hook. You hook them yourself. You take them off the stage. All right? That's it. Okay. Bowing to the opinions of others and then believing them and taking them on as your own belief about yourself is actually choosing lower energy life, right? Others projecting their opinions of you onto you and say, I get to be whoever I want to be. And if I take that opinion of you, that lower opinion of me that you have of me, well, I look at it, examine it. If there's some truth in that, if in some of those things that you're saying, sure. Okay, well, there I have to grow. But that's my job, okay? And, you know, maybe that's some hard truth I needed to hear, okay? Well, then you better let that part in. And then that's just a seed that said, okay, I've known this about myself for so long, but I've refused to grow from it. I've refused to grow from it to spite those people. Well, you're spiting yourself when you decide not to grow. You're spiting yourself. You're spiting your own garden. You're spiting it. You're saying, these weeds are fine. These weeds are just fine. When you can grow such a more beautiful experience. And many more experiences. Every experience will be more beautiful because you've gotten more spacious within. Okay? And you're letting go of the sandbags of other people's opinions and some of the lower opinions that you hold. Okay? Live in the higher energies, my friends. It's the only way to fly, and we're meant to be. So today, notice the demands of your ego to be offended or to control others. Deny this voice instead and choose to laugh and love and have fun. That's also another choice. We choose that one more often, it just becomes us. It becomes our way. You know? You become more happy-go-lucky. Right? You become more happy-go-lucky because you're in trust. You're in faith that you're not working alone ever. And God's got you. God's got your back, your front, your sides, your bottom, every part of you. Okay? So live more free. Live more free in that knowing. You're watched over. You're cared for. You're loved. Like you can't even imagine. Your ego doesn't know that. No, it's low perception. Low frequency. Can't hear it. Can't hear it. So what part of you can hear? This part can hear. This part can hear just fine. That's why you connect with it. That's your receiver. Your receiver. Oh, now I can hear you. I've quieted myself. I've calmed myself. I've learned how to stay calm. You know, in an anxious world where I just ate up that anxiety like a country breakfast. And then I just lived in it. Nope. That's escaping the matrix. That's escaping the volatility of the world and saying, I need to become less volatile in myself. How do I do that? Meditation, prayer, devotion, time to yourself and God together just to listen, be quiet, and the answers will bubble up like we've spoken about before. They'll bubble up better because you're calm and clarity has entered the house. This house. Clarity has entered. Your heart is open, and God is free to send some beautiful answers, and peace your way, because you've decided to be peaceful in God, in that God, because God is peace. You're just staying, like I said yesterday, in that Star Trek, beam of peace. God's love is a space inside, that heaven within. That's the real you. That's your real home. That's your real home. And that's what you come back to from this crazy world's got you getting out of your head, getting out of your heart, more importantly. Right? You're in your head. Get out of your head and into your heart. Okay, so where do I go from here? I'm sorry. Okay, the CTA today. Next time you feel offended, become very present. Present. Present isn't you're thinking ahead. You're just right there in front of it, whatever that is. Even if you're feeling uneasy, whatever that is. Say, I got this. I got it. I got me. I got me. I got me. Okay, next time you feel offended, become very present and watch your mind for the normal reaction to bubble up. Notice what the real issue is. Could it be that your ego is telling you that you're somehow below someone else? Or above someone else? That's the usual pattern, right? The truth is that another's opinions only have power over you if you give it away to them. Yeah, here's my power. Oh, yes. Okay, go ahead and shit on me. Okay, that's great. No. No, sir. No. Nope. Part of loving yourself is having, strong boundaries and strong friendships. And you're not going to travel in crowds that aren't into that same vibe. You're not. You're gonna want the tribe that matches your vibe. And then you ask yourself, what do I want? What kind of tribe do I want? You better know what that looks like. So you'll know it when you see it. You know it when you feel it, more importantly. And how you feel will attract that anyway. So how you feel is very important every day. And that's what we say, we start your day with intention. Mindfulness. Mindfulness is your journey. This is this year's journey. Is being more mindful about how you walk, how you think, how you talk. All of it. Okay? The truth is that another's opinion only has power of you if you give it away to them. Becoming someone who is grounded and self-assured in their true nature. You're grounded in your light. You're grounded in knowing that you are the light itself. I'm here to help. I'm here to serve. All this other hoopla, I don't have any need for it. And not only do I have any need for it, I'm here to help get rid of it. I'm here to help usher in the beautiful stuff that we've all looked forward to for centuries, and trying to bring about and trying to break the wheel of this ugly matrix that tells us, it feeds us poison, of the mind and the body. Of the mind and the body. We've been fed poison of the mind and the body for so long that, they've made it normal. But you know what's normal? You know what's better than normal? Truth. It's a lot better than normal. What they create as normal. Truth is so much higher. Truth is just who we are to each other. And when we recognize that on one big family, which is happening, we're tearing down the studios that produce the shit that has brought this world to the crap that we see. The end times is not the end times of mankind, no. The end times is the end of the ego. It's the end of not knowing who we are. It's the great awakening. It's we wake up from holy crap, I thought I was just living separate and everybody hated each other and it was awful, right? Jeez, it's like the Wizard of Oz. It's like we're waking up back in Kansas and I say, and you were there, and you were there, and you were playing a jerk, but you were playing a great guy. It's like a big play on the stage of life. As Shakespeare said, all the world is indeed a stage. We are merely players, performers and portrayers, each another's audience outside the gilded cage. Well, the gilded cage is heaven, and we're each another's audience while we're outside of it. Right? We get to see each other from different perspectives, and we get to see life from different perspectives. And God gets to live through us in different perspectives and in different adventures and different experiences. But imagine we turn all our lights on and we change this place into a physical heaven. Physical, gravity and all. But then we know who we are, so there's all kinds of miracles that happen then. And miracles are happening right now. God's miracles are happening right now through you. You're watching this podcast, it's happening for you. It's happening for you. Your light is rising. You're remembering. Okay? Keep going. Keep going. This isn't the only truth that's out there. It isn't. There's a lot. And it's in your heart, really. It's in your heart. Examine that the most. Sit in that silence, like I say. It's not nothing to hear. There's plenty to hear there when you calm yourself. All that you need is held in that heaven within. And we tap into that wisdom. We got ourselves. We got this. You got this. Thanks for being along with the ride. And thanks for doing your part to spread the light. Much love, my friends. We'll see you tomorrow.